Hey, you there. Just wanted to let you know you are now listening to the AK Mindset Podcast.
Damn.
Because I just
My son is retired. For what?
I'm not retiring. I didn't say I'm retired. I said I'm not watching as much. It's gonna be quantity, not quality, not quantity. Because I did some nonsenses this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. There were some times I was sitting down, I was watching something. Bro, I was like, what am I watching? The funny thing is, that was not even a bad one. That one, people can't even talk badly on the vending machine anime. I was actually quite decent. 100%. I watched it. I never fell behind. I never fell behind that. It was the oddest thing. Every week I was like, Because do you know why I didn't fall behind? I was waiting for them to fall into degeneracy and start really promoting, like, mad shots on our female characters. And they never did that. And every week I went back thinking, wow, maybe they'll do it this week. Last episode came on. Legit, I was tapped in. I clocked in, man. I was ready. Good show, man.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. So there you go, guys. You got one of Raguel's favorite shows from this year. But yes, welcome back to another episode of the AK Mindset, episode 36, and I will be hosting today. If you haven't heard this podcast before, I'm Daniel, and this is the time of the year when we usually talk about our favorite series of the year. So hope you enjoy this one. But I will just introduce the lovely guys I have with me today. So Ed, how are you doing today? What can people expect from your list?
Yo, we're back again. I'm doing good. What to expect? Better than last year, I'll say that, because last year was a weak one for me. I didn't watch much, I didn't read much. But this year, I felt like I did my thing, man. Watched a lot, read a lot. So I think you have good quality stuff from my list. Just saying.
Very interesting. Yes, last year, we'll just say it was rest year, innit? Rest year.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we have Raguel, this guy, I never know what he's gonna say, so I know I will definitely be laughing today from him. So
man did a pre-warning.
It's not pre-warning, it's praise. But yes, Raguel, how are you doing today? Yeah, just let the people know.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. It was a good introduction. I feel honored, just to get that kind of intro, closing the year with a bang. But I expect to have better takes than usual. I'm hoping that's my New Year's resolution. And why not start New Year's today? Why not start today? I'm going to step forward as I mean to go on, and I'm going to bring you some of the quality anime that I have been watching. In my opinion, I have to make that very, I need for that to be known straight away, just in case it's not so solid. But yeah, man, really excited for this one.
Okay, I like that. Setting us up for good things to come, hopefully. And last but certainly not least, we have our guest, almost an ever-present feature on our podcast. We have Satsuki the Savage, once again joining us for our favorite episode of the year. Why don't you say hello to the people?
Good, everybody. I had to tap in with the AK mindset. You know what I mean? So, I'm doing all right, I guess. I'm getting over my cold. Took a lot of medicine. We here, we active. But honestly, this year with anime, I haven't watched as much as I usually watch. The winter season, I probably watched like 10 different anime, and then I kind of started to taper off little by little. But I got a decent catalog, so hopefully I can enhance this podcast with some of my takes, or not. I may have some basic stuff in there, but hey, that's all I can do.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with the basics. But before we get started, why don't you let the guys know where they can find you in case they haven't heard you before?
Shoot. Hey, listen, if you're looking for me, type in Satsuki the Savage in your YouTubes, and your Twitch do the same thing. Except instead of that put a DA in that joint. All right. Now my main channel, I don't really post too much. I want to get back to that next year. actually posting videos because it's a lot that I've read, a lot of topics I want to talk about. But Twitch, I'm always active on there. Always playing some game. Either I'm beefing with the judge on Ace Attorney, or I'm getting my people killed in Fire Emblem. So you want to check that out? Hey, go to my channel. We linked up every weekend.
Nicely done. Yes, if you're not at the Twitch streams, I'm not gonna lie, you're missing out because it's a comedy every week.
It's too elite because I go to bed and I wake up and my guy's still streaming and I'm so confused.
12-hour stream minimum.
That stamina is crazy. Okay. So before we go into the categories, I want each of us to go around, and I was gonna give you guys a sentence, but instead I'm gonna make you do a word to sum up this year of anime. And I'll let Ed go first.
Oof. A word. The sentence could have been easier, but a word. Refreshing.
Okay. And do you want to elaborate on that, or?
Yeah, I'll say refreshing because I don't know. I think this is the first year I've actually tapped in to follow some kind of structure every kind of season. So winter, summer, fall. So I think it was just refreshing to do that kind of week to week watchings. So yeah.
Okay, I like that. What about you, Raguel?
My word is odd. And odd because, firstly, it was a surprising year of anime in regards to some of the shows that were brought out that I did not expect. Some good surprises, some bad surprises. Odd because also some of our favorites came to an end. And just in general, just a unique experience where I had no real kind of foundational grounds to understand or comprehend what was going to happen in regards to the anime coming out that year or this year that's just about to finish.
Okay. Satsuki?
Clean. A lot that I enjoyed this season. And some of them were pretty much unexpected. I already thought it was going to be a good season. Look at that. When it was 2020, look into what was airing the winter season. But as the seasons kept going, it was other things that I picked up that I ended up enjoying. So overall, it's clean.
Okay. And if I had to pick a word, I would probably say fatigue, because there was a lot of shows that I was watching at a point in time, and I was just thinking, do I really need to be watching all of these? And it turns out that I ended up being a lot more picky than I am usually, and I just let things be dropped instead of forcing myself to complete them. So I say fatigue because I'm getting older and I can't keep this up for much longer, it seems.
It really gets like that.
Sound like a veteran, bro. Back in my day.
We are. Yo. We got grays sticking out and everything, man. Yo, we can't keep doing this, dog.
We need to pass it on to the next generation, man.
Trust.
Pick up the torch.
One Piece messed up my cartilage. I can't jump anymore.
Facts. That's One Piece.
Nah, that One Piece catch up 2014. 3 months just watching One Piece. I'll never forget it, bro. Oh.
Yeah. It takes a lot of the player, bro. It ain't easy.
I'm telling you. Okay. All right. So this year, instead of just doing top 5, I thought, let's switch it up. So we're doing some categories and a top 3. So the first category I had is best soundtrack. So this is the show that aired this year that you think had the best OST. It could be opening, ending, just depends on your interpretation. So we'll go to Ed for his anime with the best soundtrack of 2023.
Thank you. This one was a bit hard because I was like, which one should I choose? There's a few good ones this year, but I ended up going with Vinland Saga because, they never mess with the openings, bro. And I love me a good opening. Opening 4 specifically for Vinland Saga Season 2 was just too good for me. I also need to shout like Jujutsu Kaisen, the ending as well for Jujutsu Kaisen, and then 3. That was good as well. But my pick will probably be Vinland Saga. So that opening 4 was just, I was singing, even though I don't have the vocal cords for it, but I was singing, and yeah, it was fun.
I respect it. Is that the one that was in English?
Yes,
That was
yes,
Yeah, Rachel
cold.
showed me that one. Yeah.
too good.
Oh,
Okay. Rachel, what's yours? What's your favorite soundtrack?
it's funny. I was gonna choose the Vinland Saga one, but there were other ones that I experienced and I thought were as good, or just kind of touched me in a different way that I loved. And it's probably more recency biased than anything, because obviously when Vinland, if you asked me then, I would have said Vinland. But just being able to have a better kind of perspective, I chose the soundtrack from Heavenly Delusion. The best song was Nobody Knows Him or Anything. Very cold. I had that on repeat. That's on my playlist. I'll do a cheeky special mention, even though you didn't ask. The closing for Forbidden Deduction, that goes in. If it's so good that I forget that it's part of the show. Like, it feels so distinct and different from what the show is about. Like, it's so dark and gloomy, and the show does have dark and gloomy elements, but it's very light-hearted, comedic, and like fun-loving, detective-oriented stuff. But then the closing hits, and you're like, huh? Like, where did I get transported to? Yeah, but best soundtrack, Heavenly Delusion.
Okay, that one surprised me because I didn't expect that, so I like that inclusion. And then the Forbidden Delusions. I've been here. I saw it got a season 2, so I think it might be worth checking out. I know the person from who did Hitman Reborn was involved in the project too, so might be one to keep your eye on. But we'll go to. All right, Joe, what were you gonna say?
I said it's definitely worth watching. I do have a couple gripes with it, but I'll see if you. I don't. It will be a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler. But it's something that impacts the enjoyability of the show. It's just how when they're investigating stuff, it's like Scooby-Doo kind of. People are just like, oh, you found me out. Now I must tell you my whole plan. And like, I'm like, why are you now saying it was me? Like, deny. Like, it just, every time. I'm like, bro, like, I don't want you to be like, it was me the whole time. Just for like really Scooby-Doo-ish. But apart from that, elite show.
Okay, I like that. Okay, Satsuki, we come to you for the best soundtrack.
I can't say that I can pick a favorite OST because I don't think in general, I usually don't pay attention to the soundtracks unless it is really, really distinct to me. And I don't think anything that I watched this year was that distinct in terms of soundtrack. But OPs and EDs, there's a couple that I like. My favorite opening has to go to Trigun Stampede. That was a vibe. It doesn't really fit the show too well, in my opinion, but hey, I was kind of singing along to that joint, or trying my best to sing along to it. And as for the ending, I gotta go with JJK season 2, or I guess the second ED, because the first ED was that first arc in this season. Oh man, that is perfect. Whenever they end off the episode with that, it's always, especially for this arc in general, it just it gives you like this really somber feeling, like you really felt despair once you end the episode off. I think, and I'm so mad that they did that one part. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the one thing with Sukuna, when they decided to go with the opening rather than the ending, oh, that sucks. Because I just feel like the ending was perfect for that moment. Yeah,
I didn't mind that. I know a lot of people hate it. I didn't mind it.
It's not bad. It's just you already had something going with the ending, and I think it would have worked there too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. When you said ending, because of the amount of memes I've just heard with "You Are My Special," it was just playing in my head.
You
Like,
are my treasure.
The memes are elite. The memes are elite.
I saw too many. I saw like an Attack on Titan one. Yeah. It's crazy. I was almost about to go on to the next one, and then I realized I had to actually answer the question. So, okay, for me, I think I was speaking to Ed about this, but yeah, Blue Giant. That's my one for best soundtrack because I mean, technically it's a bit cheating because it's a music anime, so obviously it's gonna have a strong soundtrack, but that jazz was phenomenal, and every soundtrack hit. And as I said, in January we are gonna watch it in the cinemas because it's coming to cinemas in the UK, and definitely one of the most distinct things that I heard this year. But if I was to pick a anime, I would just shout out the Freerun OST does for Soul Track. That one is elite too. But we can move on.
Oh, before we move on, I forgot one. Zom 100. That opening was hitting.
That was cool.
Saying about the anime, but yeah.
You're a hater because it's not. It's a good anime. It's actually a good anime. A lot of people enjoyed that anime. I'm that people. I'm the people. I'm the people. I'm all of them.
You sure you want to say that around Choco?
Right now,
he got. Yeah.
I forced him to watch it. I forced Choco to watch it.
Bro.
That's the reason why Choco kept watching it.
Yes. And worst thing is,
all of us to watch it, man. We didn't have a choice at this point.
I was sitting there like, why is Choco still watching this?
It was me, and every week, I could tell my credibility was going down the drain, just slowly and surely. I could feel it every time I talk to Choco. I'm like, bro, like, some 100 episode. Like, how did you feel? He's like, no comment.
Oh man, you should have talked to me about it. I enjoyed a part of it, and then once they introduced that antagonist, then I started to go, they were right.
Now, I'm just not gonna talk too much, like if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. That's my credence. So we'll move on to more positive things with the best anime or favorite episode of the year. And once again, we start from the top, so we go to Ed.
Well, best episode
or your favorite moment. It can be either.
Oh, okay. This was a hard choice as well because I had a few options. But I think the one I went for instead was the Squad Zero Shine from Bleach. And I think this meant a lot more to me. Maybe Daniel as well, because we spoke about it. And our gripes with Bleach in general, with the manga. And Squad Zero just came up. And we kind of went in a little bit with how much we hated it. But the anime, it did them justice, bro. I think that episode 11 to episode 13. And yeah, everyone is showing what they can do. And in fact, like, when they off themselves to give someone all the power they need to, because it's dangerous for them to use the powers and everything. We've just done really well. I'm just happy how, to be fair, everything in Bleach was dealt with, to be fair. But yeah, I think that's my standout kind of episode and moments was the Squad Zero Shine.
I have to concur. That moved me to mountains I couldn't be moved from.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we hated it in the manga, but the anime, yeah, we showed that people actually has a pen. But yeah.
Facts. Raguel, you're up next.
Me, Heavenly Delusion again, episode 12, Outside of the Outside.
Oof.
And hey, they were really outside. They were really outside. This episode was a banger. Just kind of the chaos, and obviously the mystery surrounding the facility that the kids are in, obviously giving off that Promised Neverland vibes. And people know how I loved season 1 of the Promised Neverland, the only
season.
No, you wasn't feeling season 2.
What is season 2, bro? That was never a thing. That was never a thing. I'm blind. Man. That didn't exist in me. Yeah, man. That episode 12, just like the huge explosion, the kids kind of getting a wider perspective of the world they're in, and still, just because obviously they're kids and their scope has already been limited, when they got outside, they thought, wow, this is just an extension of the world we're in. We could probably just walk around this whole room, just thinking it's a room. No, that's the whole world. That's the whole world, G. Like, you can't just walk around. So it kind of brought me a lot of joy. Just not even joy. That's a really weird thing to say. It didn't bring me joy seeing kids lost. Don't. I didn't say that. Don't quote me. That's not what I meant, and that's not what I
Too
said.
late, brother.
It was just interesting to see how big a world can be, and that if you're not conscious to it as a kid, you just be blissfully unaware. So yeah, my favorite episode.
Okay, I like that. I like that pick. It surprised me again. So, but we move on to Satsuki.
See, like, this is where I go basic mode. So this is kind of cheating too, just because it's not a standard episode, but I gotta go with Attack on Titan final season part 2 Electric Boogaloo for real season. More specifically, the rumbling is probably my favorite moment in the season. I remember reading this in the manga for the first time, maybe I think this is 2-3 years ago at this point. And the rumbling just gave you this sense of despair that was unlike anything else that you've seen in the manga. Because there's been some horrific moments that happened in Attack on Titan, but the rumbling was truly a spectacle to behold. And it was already talked about before as a threat, but you didn't really understand, or it didn't really register in your mind how bad it really would be until you got to see the perspective of people who were directly affected by it, because everybody's trying to stop it. But once you go to the Eldians, or not the Eldians, the Marlians, who are witnessing big Titans just slowly marching towards them, and it's slow because it's slow for them, but they're covering so much foot, so much distance in just one step is insane. It's just death slowly creeping towards you, and everybody is trying to run away. Everybody's evacuated, trampling over each other. The heat emanating from the colossal Titans is either you're getting burnt by them, or you're just getting stomped on or trampled on by somebody else. It just really gave you that sense of despair that Isayama was going for. And yeah, the emotion felt in that moment was definitely high. And yeah, that's got to be my favorite moment.
Took 20 years for us to get there, but Mappa, they finally delivered, even though they gave us like you said, final season part 2, part 2.5, Electric Boogaloo and all that. They're lucky it slapped though. They're lucky it slapped, because if it didn't slap, yeah, man.
Been on to them.
Yeah, man. They're lucky, man. But my moment, kind of cheating as well. It's the Fate Strange Fake special episode. I just really like this because, I always enjoy the Fate Stay Night series, and this is, it's a holy war. I mean, it's the Holy Grail War, but it's different. You got one of the strongest servants, Gilgamesh, present at the forefront, and you're seeing him go blows for with Enkidu, and seemingly on a similar level, and he's using power that we didn't even see him use in Stay Night. And I think even though the episode is technically a setup episode, they did a good job of showing you all the servants, showing you that this is not on any way comparable to what's happening in Stay Night, and that it's just going to be craziness from the first episode whenever it comes out. So yeah, after they did their thing with that episode, it was fantastic.
I wish I watched it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, you can't, because I don't even think you finished Stay Night, have you?
You know I haven't.
Yeah,
You haven't finished Stay Night?
I might have took a long pause and didn't hit the play button ever again. Very unfortunate.
Long pause. Get back to it, man.
Make
I
sure
will,
you
man, I
ask
will.
if you need any help with the order. I know you guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
With the high dev scientific mathematic calculations. Yeah, I'll get to you.
That's the
Alright, man.
catalyst, you know?
Okay, so now we go on to the most disappointing anime, and this doesn't necessarily mean worst, but you know, in fact, it means whatever you want it to mean. So we go to Ed, and I'm very interested to hear what he says.
Yeah, because I don't know. I think I'm a bit like you, Daniel. If I don't like something, I'm never going to watch it in the first place, or I'm not going to go past like the first episode. So, and I don't want to put any kind of episodes I didn't finish, or any animes I didn't finish, and as the most disappointing. So one of the ones I finished, it's not bad. It's just out of the amazing animes I watched this year, this was the least, in my opinion, last place, but it wasn't bad, and that's Eminence and Shadow.
Haha, thank you.
Oh, I know this is not hate. It might be hate for you, Daniel, but it is just like it wasn't up to par with the other ones. Just the main character was unserious sometimes, and sometimes the story was just like, huh? Where are we going with this? Yeah, Eminence and Shadow. Unfortunately, has to take this L and be the most disappointing. Even though I don't think it was bad, but out of the ones I finished and enjoyed, this was the least.
Yes, it's cheeks, man. But we move on to Raguel.
Yeah, my one, let's just say it's been a journey, you know, getting to this place where, you know, I can, you know, say I've matured over time to come to this conclusion. It took me longer than people would have wished, and I know they've been praying.
So
I've been hearing the prayers.
Is this a late Christmas? Let me be patient. Sorry.
And I know the world has been praying, but it's time. Tokyo Revengers season 2 was, it was the worst, the most disappointing this season. I didn't even finish it. Like I tried to die on this hill for Tokyo Revengers. Like this just shows you the type of loyalty I have. Like if I'm running for you, I would die even when I'm digging my own grave. But this time but this time I had to make a change because this one is not worth it. This one is not worth it at all. And the way the story was going, the stupidity that kept on happening, it was just frustrating to watch, and it made watching it a chore. And watching anime should never be a chore. You know what I mean? And that's where I come to the conclusion earlier on when I said quality over quantity. So Tokyo Revengers, this is the last time. Bye.
Finally.
Damn.
I'm not crying, I promise.
Well. That's all I. Well.
I told you so. I told you so.
This guy was really trying to say Takemichi over Subaru. Wow.
Nonsense.
What a time.
Disgusting.
I don't know that guy.
Heavenly delusions in real life is a job.
Sometimes when the love is strong in it, you just can't help it. You know, she was like my first love. You know, I just wanted to. I couldn't see the truth. I was blind to it.
Blinded.
But now I know.
Fair enough. I can only respect your persistence because after season 1, I was done. But you know, we'll move to Satsuki. I think I know what he's gonna say for this one, but I'll let him answer. I think so. Anyway,
it's crazy because even I don't know where I want to go with this because I've thought about this for a while, and I honestly don't know what's the most disappointing for me because how I define this is the biggest discrepancy between my expectations, whether that's prior to watching a show or expectations are built up watching it. And that's different for a lot of different shows. I think because, for example, I could say Mushoku Tensei, right? But I already had my issues with Mushoku Tensei before I even watched it. So I don't think that's the one. Because the discrepancy between my expectations, what I actually got, are not that far. So this is going to be a hot take. Please don't kick me off the show because I know y'all like the show. Just listen to me. I promise it's not what you think.
I'm so scared.
Because
I think I know. I know.
listen, it's not a bad show. It's just this season wasn't hitting that well for me. I gotta go Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith
okay.
Village arc.
It's
Okay.
not bad.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say Oshinoko.
I thought you were gonna say Oshinoko as well. I was that one. I would have dropped. The ambulance would have been called. This would have been the end of me. I don't know. I'll be in recovery right now.
I think it's my least. It is. It's my least favorite of Demon Slayer. It's my least favorite of any section of Demon Slayer. It had some good moments in it, and the animation as well. Shoot, your Photable ain't doing tax evasion for nothing. They put their money where their mouth is. They know what they're doing. But I don't know, man. It's just the characters they were focusing on this time around. Mitsuri, Muichiro. Even though I started to like him by the end of it, I wasn't really feeling them for the most part. My nephew Tanjiro, he always gonna be Tanjiro, so I respect to him. But I don't know, man. It didn't have enough for me to meet my expectations going into it, because I was slowly becoming more and more of a Demon Slayer fan, especially off of that last arc. But this one, it's still good. It's just not as great as I thought it was going to be.
You go, Ed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we generally agree because we spoke about it a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
I think the drop off from like the last season to this season, it's not that like detrimental, but it's noticeable. So we went from that to this. It's not that it was bad, but the drop off for what Demon Slayer is supposed to be. Yeah, I wasn't just feeling the character in there. I mean, that Tanjiro and Netsuko, I don't think I would care about anyone in this arc, I can't to you.
I have to agree. I even forgot about Demon Slayer. Like, if I had thought about it, I probably would have said that as well, because this arc, I don't know, it was looking nice, like, I guess the meal was looking nice, but the taste was just off. It was just like, it's not matching the quality of how it's looking. And I was just like, it looks pretty, but I'm not feeling anything. It's not exciting me, but yeah, that Swordsmith's arc, it wasn't it.
Nope.
Yeah.
It just shows that like visuals are just not enough. Like, it can't really carry your show as people might think. Like, you need the substance. You need the thing that kind of draws you in and keeps you there.
Yeah, I think if I could point to something that made it a little underwhelming for me, it's probably because the antagonists this time around, the Upper Moons, just weren't as great as what we saw before. They're pretty forgettable.
Yeah, Fishton and
No respect.
Who's the other guy? Fishton,
the bipolar guy.
Fishton and Michidon.
The multiple personalities guy.
Yeah, with the trees. Yeah. I don't know, because it was. I think my complaint was like it was weird to see if the guys were getting better or the villains were just trash, because they couldn't really put that into the anime as much. Because like, is Tanjiro just that strong now, or just this guy is not that impressive as? Because last time we were going through it, I was scared we were going to lose everyone. This time it was like, we'll win. Just give it time. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. But I'll say my most disappointing show, similar to Satsuki, I used that kind of what disappointed me rather than what I disliked the most, because if it was what I disliked the most, I think everybody knows what it would have been. But most disappointing for me is
Wait, we do?
Yeah, it would have been Zom, but it's not Zom this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
damn.
Most disappointing for me is actually Jobless Reincarnation, because yeah, what they were serving up this season was just nonsense. I read the light novel and I was like, wow, they're really out here giving us half the story, because they cut out all the monologues, all this extra detail that actually explains why people act certain ways, and then he still inserts the degeneracy Man's locking people up. I really can't believe he did that. And then they're trying to move me with this fake romance between Sophie and what's his name, Rudy. That's not a good romance. I don't like how overly dependent she is. I would have thought, you spent some time, instead of leaning into the obsession, she would have grown as a person, but she didn't. Maybe I'm being harsh, but yeah, it wasn't it, and it kind of makes me a bit apprehensive to continue with the series. It's framed as a self-improvement, but I don't really see the improvement because he's still a degenerate, and we spent 12 episodes trying to cure erectile dysfunction.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It was a chore, man. It was almost my pick. Dan Demon Slayer, to be fair, but I had to go with the other one. But ugh, I was sticking with it for so long, and I was like, let me just finish it. It was a chore. So I respect that choice.
No, I respect that they decided to talk on really difficult subject matters so gracefully as they did this season, because a lot of people go through that and they need the support, and they deserve
come
the
off
support.
it, bro. No.
But the thing is, with their erectile dysfunction, they could have actually made that. They could have made that topic, or just the stuff around that topic, good. It's the problem that they kind of treated it like a joke.
Joke, yeah.
If it was more, if there was more of a serious tone with it, which it was in like the first 2 episodes or so, but after that, it kind of just been like, it was just like, oh, damn, I can't get hard for Beast Girls. I was like, all right.
Yeah. You know what vexed me the most is this fake religion.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, why?
He's a disgrace.
Why?
Man.
Oh, the Roxy stuff. Okay.
Oh.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was just like, let me just finish this, man. I don't know if I'm gonna come back to the next one, but what do you mean that's your Lord? Roxy should
loser.
never see this guy again, man. It was just
loser.
embarrassing. I've never seen it. This is the main character you should be giving hate to, Raguel, not Subaru.
I hear it. I just don't care about him too much.
See, that's
He can do
even
whatever
worse,
he wants to do.
Man doesn't even have energy to input into him. Yeah, you know what? Let's just leave that. We're moving on to next category, which is best old news show, which is kind of an oxymoron. But basically, if the show did not air in 2023, but you watched it and you want to give it a shout out, a mention, this is the time. So once again, we go to Ed.
It's really the definition of a best old new show. And you might know my hate for, let me just say, unreasonable hate for this show I had before. I don't know. I can't explain it to you, so don't even question me about this. I can't explain it to you. I was just being a silly you. But Dragon Ball. Yes, I start from the beginning again in order.
Yes, sir.
It hit, man. I'm 50 episodes in, and I was just enjoying the journey, man. I could enjoy it that much. This is what happens when you remove hate from everybody for no reason and just enjoy the series for what it is. And I can now announce I'm a Dragon Ball fan. So yeah, Dragon Ball. It was good. It was good. I know Carl is somewhere dancing right now. I never had this, but yeah, this show was it. I love the main character. Goku is Goku, man. He's amazing. And the story, the comedy is good. Krillin, everyone is just amazing. And yeah, I thought just because it was an old show as well, I might find it difficult to watch, but I was flowing through it. The catch up was crazy. 50 episodes in a month or so. Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, we love to hear it, man. We love to hear it.
Progression, character growth.
Yeah. Okay, Raguel, you're up next.
Yeah, mine was very competitive. I did have some anime that I did enjoy. I have mentioned them a couple of times. I couldn't choose, but I'm going to have to make a decision, it seems, right now. Very unfortunate. It was between Cyberpunk Edgerunners and Blast of Tempest, but I'm going to go Blast of Tempest. 24 episodes of beauty. It came out in 2012. and it was recommended by a colleague of mine, and she really went in with this recommendation because I was gripped from beginning to end on a weekly basis. I was definitely mentioning this anime to the guys, trying to persuade them to, jump on it's not really a train that's moving, to revisit this anime. And great characters, great storyline, element of time travel that was used was done so well that it kind of surprised me, because especially time travel in general sometimes is not done in the best fashion that really allows the story to do what it needs to do. A lot of religious elements, just because of the nature of the show, and it was like a deity tree that was mysterious. People have limited understanding of why it's there, but was controlling the laws of nature. But yeah, and one of the best female characters, very flawed female characters, but oh my days, does she deliver? Aika, does she deliver? Oh my, she had two mandem. I'm not even going to do spoilers, but two mandem who were on her from beginning to end, and one of them was me.
Okay. Raguel the salesman, because that was an excellent pitch. I like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you told me about this show. It is on the list, so I will get to it, but eventually. But Satsuki, you're up next.
All right, so I had to think about this. I had to just think about what I watched that fit this category, because I was like, did I watch anything? But then I remembered Madoka Magica. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And that includes the TV series and the movie as well. I loved the show when I first watched it. Second time I watched it. Third time I watched it. I think this is my third time watching it. Man, the world that Gen Urobuchi set, the characters involved, they made me like Sayaka this time around, which she was my least favorite of all the magical girls. Actually, do I like her less than Madoka? I don't know. I got to think about that. But the more times I watch it, the more I kind of just understand and feel for the characters. And the story is very engaging. The only thing you got to look past Madoka Magica is, I don't know, the character designs kind of. That may throw you off because you're like, wait, what is this? Like some slice of life with cute anime girls? JD, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? Get over it. But other than that, man, dark story, subversion of the magical girl genre, lots of tropes that you won't see there because Gen Urobuchi is a sadistic author. But yeah, had fun rewatching that show. And the movie, Lord, man, all I gotta say is most power to Homura Akemi, my GOAT.
Oh man, yes sir.
High praise.
You guys need to get on it. I'm telling you, Madoka Magica, greatness.
Is it long? I might jump on it. Like
young 12 episodes and a movie.
Oh, that's casual. Okay, yeah, I'll jump on that.
Oh yeah. Let me know how you feel about it.
No, I definitely will.
We love that. And let the record show that Satsuki managed to rewatch the series before Jay finished it, even though he was on episode 8 for about 2 years now. So
I think I watched it in like 24 hours.
Oh, you did, yeah. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But for me, my favorite old news show is Ghost Stories, and this was recommended to me from Satsuki, and not because it had a compelling story or it had moving dialogue, no, because it was just flipping funny. The dub people just decided to have fun in the booth and came out with some very, very hilarious scenes, and I think every episode I was laughing. I forgot her name, the church girl. I think her name actually might be Satsuki. I'm not sure, but
The religious one.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Momo.
Oh yeah. Oh, Satsuki's the main character, but yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
all of them were just making me laugh. But Momo, that's my goat, because she was just out here quoting scripture every time for no reason. Like she just be there like Proverbs 22, John 98. She's even brainwashing the main character's little brother. I'm just like, yeah, you know what? This makes no sense, but it's hilarious, and it was a pleasure to watch. I can't lie.
It's funny, man.
The best dub ever to be made. Oh, okay. Next up is Sleeper Hits. So I guess what this means is a show that you watched this year that surprised you. You were like, okay. Not going in with any high expectations, and it just left your gobsmacked. So once again, we go to Ed.
Yes. I'm not going to bother pronouncing the name because I always butcher it, but SFL. Yes. Even though I should have gone into it with like high expectations because it came from a recommendation king. But just like a guy in a bird mask, what's this going to give me? What is this actually going to give me? And I didn't hear about it from anyone else except from the pod. I think I saw one video on TikTok about it. So no one's talking about it like that from my kind of point of view anyway. But I got into it and yeah, this was so good. This is so good. This is a isekai done right, in my opinion, because we've been suffering for so long from this unnecessary seasonal isekais. But yeah, SFL, it was good. It was very enjoyable.
That's a Shangri-La Frontier for people who don't know the abbreviation, but yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Sanraku. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The realist.
Raguel.
And the Vorpal Bunny, she cold.
Oh,
Or whatever that thing is.
yes.
Yeah, cold. I need one of those.
Yeah, she's cute, man. She's adorable.
Yeah.
You are up, Mr. Raguel.
Yeah, it's me. My time to shine. Real definition of a sleeper hit, my one, because I was really sleeping on this. I was sleeping so much. I said I was going to watch this as a joke, and you know what it is? It's Reborn, a vending machine. Came up in conversation one time. I was like, "Oh, guys, have you seen this anime? You know, there's a vending machine, isekai. I'm going to watch it just on a whim. Sleeper hit, no expectations. Didn't have any concept or ideas in regards to the storyline, and I was very much surprised. I wouldn't go as far as some people who watched it and really go into deep dialogue about the vending machine culture in Japan and how this shows different aspects of this and really, can broaden your horizon of their culture. Now, I wouldn't say that. I would just say, every week something interesting happens, and it's quite wholesome at times, and the relationships are cool, and it's an easy watch. And if you go in with no expectations like I did, you will enjoy.
Interesting. Don't know about that sales really pitch, man.
Bro, they have vending machines for everything. But when I saw them for absolutely everything, like ridiculous stuff as well.
No.
Like what?
Yeah, that worries me a lot.
I'm too scared to say.
Okay, that's very worrying, bro.
Let's just go.
That's it for everything.
Let's just go with everything.
Okay.
An eyebrow raiser, indeed. But okay, respectable. Shout out to the vending machines. All right, so we go to Satsuki for his sleeper hits.
Man, most ironic pick because of the name. My sleeper hit goes to none other than Insomniacs After School. And my slogan for this anime, every time I posted it on Twitter, it was "Watch Insomniacs After School, don't sleep." That was my slogan the whole time. This anime surprised me. I am super jaded to romance because romance is probably the genre I've read / watched the most out of any anime, and specifically high school romances. I've seen it here and there. Listen, we we don't even gotta talk about it, dog. The school festivals, the sports festivals, the confessions behind the school,
Fireworks.
the fireworks, Kyoto field trips, fake confessions, bro. Brother, I've seen it here. There, I've seen it all. Right, and I'm not saying like Insomnia After School is devoid of all these things. It's just a refreshing anime because it doesn't focus on those things. It actually just focuses on the relationship, and it's no fat. It's no other stuff to prolong what's inevitable. And I really enjoyed that about the show. You like the main characters. They're very straightforward with the plot. You don't have to worry about some type of like harem love triangle thing going on. You don't got to worry about a rival character coming out of nowhere, extending the series for longer than it needs to be. They hit it off, develop their romance, and that's pretty much the show. Very easy to enjoy. Chill anime.
Yeah, I was agreed, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will say that a couple times, because obviously I'd be watching anime in the evenings, I did fall asleep whilst I was watching the episode, which is, I feel like I shouldn't, because it's very disrespectful of me to be sleeping when these men struggle to sleep. So I woke up feeling bad.
Man, yeah, he's gonna have to see you for that.
He will, fam. He will.
That's quite funny, They're struggling to sleep, but they had that app thing that helped them. But I do like how they actually did something with the insomnia. A lot of these shows just like to insert the gimmick for gimmick's sake, but they were actually respectable.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I feel like you like this show as well. So do you want to say anything?
I'm gonna save it for later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Hold on.
Okay. I hear you.
He's loading.
Man said, let me marinate. I'll be ready for you.
I hear you. Okay. All right. For me, sleeper hit from Raguel's recommendation, Undead Murder Farce, detective series with kind of a fantasy supernatural twist, very enjoyable show. You got the main character duo, Suguru and Aya. I mean, elite duo, and they had the great banter between Suguru and Shizuku the maid, and the cases in this series were quite interesting, and had me on my trying to ace attorney. I was trying to figure out, okay, how did this go down? And I mean, they ran circles around me every time, but I have to say, pleasant surprise. I really didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, but it was. And I have to shout out Raguel for the recommendation on that one.
Credibility going up. You hear that? We fall sometimes at Tokyo Revengers, but we rise. We rise again.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now it's the big one, your top three. And we'll go by person, so you can say all your three, and then we'll move on to the next person. So same order as has it's been Ed, Raguel, Satsuki, and then me. So we'll go to Ed first for his top three anime.
Okay, let's do this. For my top three, I'm gonna do some honorable mentions. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. If you want to know more, come to me later. For honorable mentions, you have Heavenly Delusions, Pluto. That one snuck in right at the end because I caught up with it just recently, but Pluto was really good. And my last honorable mention, Villain Saga, just didn't make my top three. But I said I was going to come back to it later. My number three, Insomnia After School.
Yes, sir.
I had to. It was such a good. I didn't want to put it sleeper because I knew it was going to be my top three anyway, because I didn't have no expectations for this. I just got into it. I think what got me into it is I was listening to Daniel and Raguel talk about like what they want to see and what they want to watch for the season. I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And yeah, man, it was good. I mean, the relationships between the two main characters, the fact like don't talk about it earlier on, but they actually dive deep into the summary and like kind of the reasons for it and how difficult and how it affects them in their day-to-day lives. A little bit of photography there as well, and I love my photography. Yeah. I do photography as well, so the photography talk was hitting. You know, the f stop, you know, ISO. It was really good, and you know, just the relationships between the characters was so good, and you know, it's a anime based in a high school that has no degeneracy. What can I love about it? As I said before, there's no awkward like love triangles. There's no just unneeded scenes. You know, the maid cafes and stuff like that. But it was just so good, and I just came back wanting more. I was excited to actually watch episodes every time. So that makes my number 3. My number 2, Bleach. Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, Part 2. And yes, man, I think it was just an enjoyable season. You know, Squad Zero talked about before, the kind of amazingness they did for them. They really stepped up to the plate. You know, back. Everything about this, what they've been doing with the comeback for Bleach has been amazing. The animation was so clean as well. And Mayuri doing his thing, being a crazy guy. Some of the captains being embarrassing to the cause, really, and dying unnecessarily. But, you know, Mayuri's there to save everyone yet again. And yeah, it was a fun watch. And I was just happy that Bleach is back to us and actually really, really good now. And my number 1, no surprises here, is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. And my, oh my. To be fair, I had expectations for Jujutsu Kaisen, but I didn't expect it to be exceeded so much because it was just enjoyable. The first part, the kind of flashback with Toji being a menace to these young kids and scaring them and scarring them for life. To Shibuya and the few losses we had that hurt my heart. You know, shout out Nanami, shout out Noboru's Left Eye. But yeah, man, it was good. The OST was amazing. The animation was amazing. Sukuna has been a problem for everyone. And Juji going through it, and I have to shout one of the stand-up actors of this year for me, to fair, Mahito. He's a menace, a problem, and just truly evil. But it was just an enjoyable watch and finishing it up. And yeah, it was good. You know, the end fight there with Todo and Yuji as well. It was really enjoyable, and that was what makes my top 1 because I was so happy watching every episode. There's a bit of sadness there because some of the characters I like went away, but you know, so many
characters. Crazy.
So, yeah, they went away. They went on holiday. Please, they didn't die. Holiday.
You are my special.
But yeah, I mean, silent actors Choso, Todo, Mahito, Yuji himself. It was just a fun watch, and they outdid themselves for what they did in season 1 with season 2. And yeah, surprised because Gojo was not even there for most of the of the second half of the season anyway, and it still hit. You know, it's not a one-man show. So yeah, that's my top 3.
Respect.
Yeah,
I don't have Bleach on one of my lists, so I just want to say respect to my GOAT, my Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
Always shining, always flexing, gold girl
Really?
shining. That's that Florida stuff. Shout out to that boy, man. He just coming to the art, just shining.
Yeah, man.
He covered it.
Okay, I like that listed. Raguel, why don't you give it to them?
Let me just give it to them straight as always. You know, we don't mess around here. Number 1. No, why did I start with number 1? Of course, because I'm giving it to them straight. Number 1, Vinland Saga Season 2. I have no enemies. That's really what I have to say. And, you know, this season on Vinland Saga had me gripped throughout. And I think it's just a deeper philosophy kind of talk, and like the complication of, you know, understanding, you know, one's character, and maybe that character you have and the growth you've had is not sustainable. It's not something that can bring about a future that's actually good. and just seeing Thorfinn just come back to Earth and find himself and find some sort of peace. Even though sometimes I'll be like, bro, just throw them hands. Like, yeah, I remember early on I was saying, I hate to see his downfall. Like, you used to be cool, but then I realized he's in a better place. But sometimes when people are in a better place, they don't want to do the stuff they have the capacity to do. Sometimes you have to throw their hands. I will tell him, bro, sometimes you have to kill somebody in an anime or game, not in real life. You don't do that in real life, please.
Let that boy rest, man.
This is not applicable for real life. I'm just saying that a couple of times people are being a bit too disrespectful for my liking. And I was sitting here watching the show thinking, rah, bro, just spin his jaw just one time. Just let him know. Let him know. No, it's crazy. But yeah, everything about the show was great. Gripping from beginning to end, which a lot of shows can't say that. There's a lot of shows I watched this year and I did enjoy, I did love, but there were some moments where I was kind of, just going through the motions and not really, drawn into the story or the things that were taking place at that moment. Vinland Saga, can't say that at all. Every second I was gripped. My phone is down. I'm locked in. I'm not going to sleep. And the episode finishes in 5 seconds. And I'm like, right, we finished already. My number 2, Oshinoko. Yeah, that, even though it was quite early in the year, that bangs, man. Like, I really love, especially because me and Choker did the weekly reviews for Oshinokos. I think that also adds to my enjoyment of the show, just having someone to kind of share it with and talk about it episode by episode. But character-wise and the development of key characters, how they're progressing was cool. Seeing people chase their dreams and trying to bring about a reality that they want to achieve, even though it's dark and crooked and scary. But yeah, that one, very, very special, and I would highly recommend. And my third and not least, Heavenly Delusion. That one took me by surprise. It had me confused throughout, and it's been a long time. I lied, it hasn't been a long time. I'm confused every week when JJK is on. So I'm confused on a weekly basis. But Heavenly Delusion had that good confusion where it's because of the quality of the mystery and how they're able to weave it in certain characters to tell a story without really making it predictable. And I think that's the main thing. Like, anything that happens in Heavenly Delusion, you're unable to fathom or predict. So every episode, you're like, okay, is this what's going to happen? Is it going to look like this? And then bang, is completely the opposite. Great characters. The animation was clean. Our main 2 characters, their dynamic was interesting and cool, given the circumstance as well. But I don't want to spoil too much. But that is my top 3 animes of the year.
I was going to ask, what do you think about Keto? Because the anger I felt for that character. Oh my god. But that's another time, bro.
I don't. Sometimes I still think about it and thinking, how do I even feel about it? But yeah, man.
Idiot, man, bruv. Well, I love your list. It was a good one.
Appreciate it.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Satsuki, you're up.
All right, we got to start off right, man. Because this is an anime that I feel like doesn't get as praise. Got to go with Bungo Stray Dogs season 4. I didn't watch season 5, but that could be on there too. But I'm going season 4 for now. Yo, just in general, the winter season was crazy because it had legit 3 or 4 anime that I thought could be anime of the year. So it was like just a great start. But this added on to that pile. The first 2 episodes in Bungo Stray Dog fashion starts with a flashback, and it focused on one of the young goats, Rampo, real detective work. You know what I mean? Got it out the mud, never needed to rely on any type of powers. We just straight deducing. You know what I mean? And then, man, some of the moments we got that season, yo, we are all Sigma Beta males. I'm putting
Yes,
a bounty on
sir.
everybody's neck. Y'all not making it out of here alive. I was so hyped that whole season. Last episode was great. The mind games between Dazai and Fyodor, yo, having the agency not had to rely on Dazai this one time around. You know, everybody had to do things on their own. Them them scaring me with a Kiko. I was, you know what I mean? But yeah, that season was just great. And Bungo Stray Dolls is a series that got better every single season. So I really need to see season 5 to see if it continued that trend, because I was not a fan of the series from the first season. I was kind of like, this show, all right. Second season, I was like, okay, it's good. Third season, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of locked. Fourth season, I said, they cooking with this series, dog. But yeah, Bungo Stray Dogs season 4, second on my list. Got to go to Vinland Saga. I don't really got to talk too much about that. For we farmers, you know what I mean. No more edgy Thorfinn. We learning life lessons out here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's really a season for exploring the characters rather than the actions of the Vikings, because I think the first season, although it has some of that character development and exploring the characters, it has the action that kind of keeps you engaged with it. Like the casual fans can get into it because it has fighting and it's Vikings. But the second season criticizes like Viking culture in general and what it means to be a true warrior. Kind of a question that was prompted in the first season of it. So yeah, just great season. And my number one, come on, man. I've been this guy since day one, since I hit the YouTube scene. Attack on Titan final season, part 2, Electric Boogaloo, for real season.
We are.
You know what it is. Yes, sir. They messed up with how it was presented, but what they gave me was quality. I don't even want to really go in detail with that. Just great.
Solid list. All certified bangers. Well, I can't say about Vinland because I haven't seen it, but I trust.
You should get on it, bro. Get on it.
Yeah, one day.
I think we like the second season a lot more than the first season. I can't lie to you, actually.
That's what I think too. But I have to get through those 25 episodes.
Because there's change and growth and no more fighting.
And farming simulator.
Bro.
I'm there for the farm.
He already read Planet S, and that's from the same author, so.
Okay. Yeah. I am up. Not gonna lie, top 3 was tough, and some of the series I had to leave off. You already know I'm a slice of life guy, but well, first one up, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. This is like a 8 episode by Science Saru, which was like an alternate telling of the Scott Pilgrim versus the World comics. And when I first watched the first episode and I saw what they did at the end, and I was like, whoa, this is taking a hard left. It's not even like a smooth left. But the way they actually decided to retell the story, I was very impressed. And once I gave it a chance, I was like, yeah, this is just as good as the comics. And I really liked how certain characters like Knives, Steven Stills, Ramona, and just the focus on the actual evil exes, focusing on them as people, so we get to get a bit of insight on them, not just focusing on Scott. So I really like what they did, and they delivered. There was like one gripe I had with it, but overall, as a package, it was good, man. Next one up, Ancient Magus Bride Season 2. I was waiting, man. After I watched Season 1, I love Season 1, but there was no Season 2. And the reason why I love this series is just like everything that I would like to see in Jobless Reincarnation, just done to a higher level. We're in a magic school. but no degeneracy, just hard magic. The magic system in this series is really cool. I love the interaction with the folklore as well. Chisei, you see the growth from season 1, the consequences as well. And it's always enjoyable to see her interacting with a wider cast of characters because it's been quite a small contained group up until this point. But being in the magic school, also being in London as well, always have that British tax. Solid season 2. And finally, Bungo Stray Dogs season 5. Now I won't say too much because I know Satsuki is yet to watch, but fam, yeah, man, that's that. I don't know, man. These men are serious with it, man. They are serious because every week. Well, I wasn't watching it weekly because I knew if I watched that weekly, my blood pressure will be too high, and I'll need to go to the GP. But yeah, man, they did their thing, and all the characters that came, and then I was just, what's his name? Vom, the vampire guy, he was cool, and then the little girl as well. But yeah, that's really, really good season to follow up on season 4, which it literally aired the same year, and season 5 just was great. So yeah, those were my picks. Honorable
Let me
mention.
challenge you on the.
Yeah.
Oh, you carry on.
No, I
I was
just
gonna say the
say
Scott Pilgrim one.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim one. Like, did you hear about people not really classifying it as an anime? I don't know if you that.
No, that's nonsense because it's literally an anime made by a Japanese studio, so they have to hold.
It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense at all.
It's literally made by Science Sorry, which is a Japanese studio, so they can hold that, man.
Had some elaborate excuse.
It's an anime, bro. I mean, if you don't want it to be an anime, I don't know. Just because the source isn't is not a manga, but no, it's an anime because it's made by a Japanese studio. I don't know. It's not difficult to me, but who knows?
Yeah. I thought
on that one.
I was surprised you liked it because I remember you saying you didn't like the first episode.
No, I think I said I was surprised by it.
Okay.
The first episode is a shock.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it shocked me as well. Like, you're like, huh? But it was so good. Like, I loved it. But the first episode did take me like, okay, like, what are they going to do here? And is it going to be done well? Or are they just going for, extreme, let's shock people and maybe garner some sort of, buzz around it? But nah, quality.
And Bungo Stray Dogs as well. I need to pick that up because it dropped after the first few episodes of the first season. But hearing you man talk about it, I might need to get back up. It's 5 seasons though, so it's a chore, but maybe it's worth it.
Yeah,
maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it.
It is. Yeah. I didn't include anything that I read the manga for because if I did, I would have put Apothecary Diaries on there. But yeah, nah.
Forgot about that. How can I forget about that show? It's so sick. I'm so vexed. That changes my whole world. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.